And sources tell ABC News supervisors at the Environmental Protection Agency are stopping staff from communicating with grant recipients. It comes as the EPA is rolling back environmental protections and eliminating a host of climate change regulations in what it calls the biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history. Now sources say many nonprofit organizations are frozen out of accessing federal funds without notice or explanation. White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks has the latest.
Yeah, Diane, the EPA rolled out over 24 policy announcements yesterday, claiming that they amounted to the biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history. Administrator Lee Zeldin wrote in a statement, "We're driving a dagger straight through climate change religion to drive down costs of living for American families, unleash American energy, and bring back auto jobs to the U.S." Look, taken together, these actions show a real shift and reorientation of the EPA away from regulating air and water pollution and protecting the environment, and towards business and cutting cost. And perhaps the most striking of the announcements, Zeldin promised to reevaluate the so-called endangerment finding. That's the government's scientific finding. It was actually years in the making, heavily litigated, and it concluded back in 2009 that greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon dioxide and methane, heat the planet and are a threat to public health. It's the finding and the legal basis that's at the core of most climate change regulations. And now Zeldin wants to relitigate it. Now, of course, President Trump has long called climate change a hoax. He promised to drill, baby, drill. Zeldin said the EPA would also unwind wetland protections, vehicle tailpipe emission standards, regulations around toxic metals like mercury released from coal plants, and unwind limits around soot released from smokestacks. Now, this is likely just the first step. Normally, agencies have to go through a long review and public comment process to change rules. Of course, environmental and public health advocates spoke out forcefully overnight. The Natural Resources Defense Council wrote, "Donald Trump's EPA told the American people they could no longer count on the federal government to protect them from polluted air and water. With these actions," this is the statement from the NRDC, "Trump's EPA is trying to take us back to days when rivers caught on fire, toxic chemicals forced families to abandon their homes, and acid rain ravaged our forests." Diane.
All right, White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks, thank you.